We are coming up on the 10th anniversary of the original Apple Watch announcement, and Apple has something big planned for the 10th year anniversary with a radical redesign that will see the shape and size of the Apple Watch drastically change, as well as an entirely new band system. And on top of that, this could be a year for major health feature announcements and possibly a boost to the capabilities of the Apple Watch with Apple Intelligence. So let's take what could be our first look at the Apple Watch Series 10. And it all starts with a new design, which is actually going to get even bigger than before. So currently the Apple Watch measures in at 41 and 45 millimeters. However, both sizes of the watch are moving up this year pretty drastically. So you're taking that 41 millimeter size, which is the small Apple Watch, and moving that up to 45 millimeter, which is currently the biggest Apple Watch size. And then the 45 millimeter sizing is moving up to 49 millimeters. And that same casing size is just as big as the Apple Watch Ultra. So it seems somewhere at Apple, they are just with this mindset of going bigger and bigger. We're seeing this with leaks and rumors for the iPhone 16 Pro sizing. Now we're seeing it with leaks and rumors for the Apple Watch Series 10 sizing. And when I first heard this, I thought, there's no way Apple is going to move the size of the Apple Watch, especially that smaller model, up that drastically. But that's my thinking with kind of this older, thicker case design. To make this new larger sizing work, apparently Apple is planning on making the Apple Watch Series 10 much thinner than the previous models. It could even have a different curve to the overall case, making it appear more like it's contouring along the wrist rather than just bulging out. This drastically thinner Apple Watch can be achieved now because Apple will be making changes to the logic board in order to fit in components into the thinner design. And Apple is also making a big change to the Apple Watch, something they haven't changed in 10 years since it's been on the market. The bands. Yeah, Apple will finally be switching over to an entirely new connection mechanism. Most rumors, including Mark Gurman, says that the Apple Watch Series 10 will feature a magnetic band attachment system. This would mean that there is no physical cutout for the band to be inserted into the watch anymore, and that would free up space inside of the watch so it can be packed with even more components. And the physical size of the Apple Watch obviously can now be thinner without a dedicated band connection area. The bad news about this change? Well, this means that your existing Apple Watch bands, a collection you may have spent over 10 years collecting and over 10 years of purchases on, won't be compatible with the Apple Watch Series 10. Now, there were previous rumors stating that Apple will sell some sort of accessory to make older watch bands compatible with this new magnetic system, but this is still a change that I know is going to upset a lot of people, including myself. I bought a lot of those Apple Watch bands. So the idea that all of the money I spent on existing bands won't work natively with the next Apple Watch is very disappointing. Still, it has taken Apple over 10 years to change the design of these bands. And if this is a way for them to eliminate a design hurdle and move the design forward, I am begrudgingly for it. I think we do need to progress with technology. I do think we need to make form factors smaller. We need to integrate it more into the system, right? And, I'm for that. But maybe this time around, I won't invest as much money into my Apple Watch band collection moving forward if the band's going to change, because then it's like, oh, what if they change it again? Maybe this will be the final change. Probably not. Now, apparently the Apple Watch Ultra 3 isn't rumored to be receiving any major design changes this year, but I imagine they will at least have the same magnetic band system on the Ultra 3 as the Series 10. So maybe the overall design will stay the same, with the only noticeable change on the Ultra being the removal of that dedicated band cutout area. Now, along with these new designs, Apple is also planning some new features too. Because it's thinner, there may be a little less room for battery, which means that Apple will have to enable even more battery-saving tactics. One of those could be a new updated OLED display that is even more power efficient. Now, while there isn't any rumored chip changes this year, Apple is rumored to add new health sensors with a new blood pressure health sensor into the Apple Watch Series 10. The blood pressure monitor would be able to obviously measure your blood pressure and detect things like hypertension. Like some of the Apple Watch sensors, this will mostly be a proactive sensor that works in the background, not really relying on direct readings of your blood pressure, but instead informing users if their blood pressure is trending upwards or downwards with multiple data readings. Apple's also planning to use new sensors in order to detect sleep apnea. The Apple Watch will supposedly be able to collect sleep data and then measure the user's breathing patterns, which can then detect if the user is experiencing symptoms related to sleep apnea and your sleep's getting disrupted in the night and all that stuff, right? I'm actually hoping this feature is on the next Apple Watch personally. I've actually been using the Apple Watch to track my sleep now with the new watchOS 11 beta. And I've always kind of wondered, do I have some sort of sleep apnea? Sometimes I get plenty of sleep and I still wake up not feeling well rested. So I've always suspected maybe I have some sort of condition like that. That or I'm just lazy. I'm probably just lazy. Now, something that's not rumored, something that I am very curious about is what are Apple's long-term plans for the Apple Watch when it comes to Apple Intelligence features. I thought it was very strange that out of all the platforms listed to get Apple Intelligence, one of their biggest was conspicuously missing, the Apple Watch. And when you think of an AI assistant, what better form factor is there than something that you're always wearing on your wrist that has a very limited user interface and could really benefit from some of the proactive Apple Intelligence features like smart reply in email or having access to a smarter Siri that would be able to take more direct actions between applications. Now, yes, while there's no S10 chip upgrade rumored for the Series 10, and we have seen Apple take multiple year gaps between upgrading the performance in the Apple Watch, I can't help but hope that the Series 10, being an anniversary release, will have a new S10 chip with a stronger neural engine that will be able to run some of these Apple Intelligence features on device. This would really expand the capabilities of the Apple Watch and just in general, provide a much smoother experience when using Siri, which is something I do use a lot currently on my Apple Watch. And I really hope there is some sort of long-term plan within Apple to eventually release these Apple Intelligence features like a smarter Siri on the Apple Watch and eventually to other products like the HomePod, which use the same S-series chips as the Apple Watch. The reason why it's probably not announced for the Apple Watch yet is that the current S9 chip isn't powerful enough to run Apple Intelligence. So I hope there is a big surprise in store for the Apple Watch Series 10 and it launches with a faster S10 chip that really focuses on neural engine performance. Even if it's just getting limited features like the smarter Siri, I think overall that would be a really big feature to have. And I really, really want Siri to be smarter, not just on my iPhone, but on all of my devices. But yeah, so far, those are the latest leaks and rumors regarding the Apple Watch Series 10 and the new Apple Watch Ultra 3. Let me know in the comments below, are you excited about the redesigned Series 10 and the new magnetic band system? And do you agree with me that the Apple Watch should add Apple Intelligence to the new Apple Watch models this year? And also, don't forget to sub to the channel and like this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.